club as they interplay here. They come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games.
And the offense, my goodness, over 50 points in the win last weekend. When you do that, you're not going to lose very many games, maybe not any games.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
They'll run with Scott. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play.
Got up to throw. That's caught. Jalen Brooks. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Toronto first down.
Now Scott. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line.
We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Put those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s. One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
That's complete to Tremaine. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
He's going to try and take off with it. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Monarchs are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
To the right side and complete to Washington. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw. Pollard firing quickly, but it's incomplete. When you look at this defense, they're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. At their 48-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Kidd. 49, a gain of just 2. Here's 3rd and 7.
It's 3rd and 7.
Back to throw. Pollard. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Gain of 14. First down.
Back to throw now on first down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage. This close to the goal line, the windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
5.
To number 13. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They'll look to throw again. That is caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down. And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and goal at the 6-yard line.
Looking to throw. Pollard. Touchdown. A great effort there. With another touchdown. Number 24 on the year. And the Oilers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Monarchs offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Let's go.
2nd and 6. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And fights through one man. 7 yards there and a first down.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And good throw here, that's complete. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. These two teams all tied after one. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Neutral zone infraction defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Encroachment defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
From the 20, here's the 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Kidd. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. So the false start will back them up 5.
False start, offense.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards. Costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th.
It's 4th down.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. Now inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Oilers take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there, and this will stay a 6-point ball game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Toronto's offense ready to take over. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a game, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They go again with Scott. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37. Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. 31 yards. And the Monarchs are an extra point away from taking the lead. And now it's blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. But the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
The Oilers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
At the 49-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Kim. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 48-yard line.
Back to throw. Pollard. Now he'll tuck this and run. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Off the play fake. Pollard. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Now they go screen. It's complete. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. They bring their punter out there now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They'll set up a throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's Scott. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. From the 5 now, 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 5-yard line.
Now back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
1st and goal.
Back to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Monarchs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Oilers 13.
So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
1st down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Pollard. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Pollard. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Looking left side, and it's complete. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will do it for this first half. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest.
John Parker Romo to kick
And
off.
we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Oilers offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession.
It's nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second and 12 at the 22-yard line.
Off play action. Pollard. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
But when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to throw. Pollard. And that is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
2 yards
From the 31, here's a second and 8.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Here's second and 8. That's pulled in by Brooks. It'll be a gain of 5. And this will wind up being a third and 3.
Gain of 5. Brings up third and 3.
They'll drop to throw.
And not nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Incomplete.
And they'll send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be first and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. He's already made his presence felt in this one with his previous touchdown grab, and that's been the story of his season thus far as you take a look at the NFL's current leaders in touchdown receptions.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
At the 23-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Pollard. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First down, Oilers.
Back to throw. Pollard. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
And, partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Looking to throw. Pollard.
On the slant, he finds Washington.
And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42.
Fourth down.
They'll try and throw for it here. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield.
A gain of 9 yards. First down.
Back to throw. Pollard. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Complete to number 34.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now a 2nd and 2. Out of the gun. Here's a give to right.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there and a first down.
That's another first down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Kidd down to about the 22 here.
He was taken
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun. Pollard. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Gain of 4 yards.
It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Here we go, set. 60 Eagles, 60 Maverick. Ready?
Operating from the gun. Pollard. And this one too low.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Now a handoff up the middle. Kidd. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Touchdown, Houston.
A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Oilers have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
Now for the point after. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So that drive spans 13 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
35-yard line.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 16 yards, a first down.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
On the carry, this is Scott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, these two teams hooking up for the 2nd time this year. They first met back in October, Week 7, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Scott. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
3rd and 4.
They'll look to throw here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only able to gain a couple there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And not enough on the throw that time as that one is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And he missed it. It's no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. A fourth quarter miss like that, there's no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's going to be incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
That's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
Gain of 12 yards.
On first down, they'll stay with Wright on the ground. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
17 more yards.
41 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down.
They'll run on first down with Wright. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
He'll drop to throw. That's complete to Tremaine. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Up the middle they go. Scott. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. They're going to look to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Kenneth Grant make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And they'll send the slot in motion left. 2nd and 11. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Monarchs are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
First down, Houston.
They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's right. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll run out of the gun with Wright. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Operating from the gun, Pollard. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's a gain of 5.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. A big play here as the crowd noise rises. 3rd and 1. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Wright will get down close to the goal line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2nd down, goal to go. Wright going to try and bull his way in. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Jalen Wright, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Oilers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5.
As we prepared for these games, we've noticed offensive coordinators have had an expanded playbook on 2-point conversion tries because they never know when they may have to use it during a game.
But that also means the defense probably has more for these situations too, right?
No doubt about it. I think for the most part, defenses will be aggressive on 2-point tries. They want to get after the offense and make them force the issue.
And here the defense wins. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Back to throw. Pass complete. It's Scott. Here's second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 42-yard line.
Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final time.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
And with just over 40 seconds now remaining, he gets up and spikes it.
A little more than 40 seconds to play. Now 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
And now the spike comes with 28 seconds left on the clock.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10.
He's back to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
A gain of 1 yard. 1st down, Houston.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for Houston, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Toronto, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year.